All right, so for their fourth, or was it their fifth player taken, but their second fifth round selection, they selected running back Nick Singleton out of Penn State. Um, for those that don't know, if this is the first video that you're tuning in, this is a series that I do annually after the Tennessee Titans select their players and do an analysis on all their selections. And then I also have another series after this where I share who I would have selected in real time for accountability purposes. Speaking of accountability, my name is Charles Barnes. I'm at BU_scouting on most social media platforms. Um, have recruiting background, have a coaching background, basketball and football. Recruiting was done in collegiate front offices. Have a GM course, graduate where I, was able to meet with GMs and historic people within the NFL history. Um, I also keep up with accountability of all of my draft selections for the Tennessee Titans specifically for over a decade plus. Also keep up with free agent signings as well. Have had a pretty illustrious career doing that, or hit rate doing that, I should say. And obviously doing stuff and obviously keeping afloat in the financial world and sales as well. But just wanted to put that out there for the people. If this is your first time viewing the video so you can find my other socials and just know who you're speaking with. But let's get down to the selection. As I stated before, I do a series where I am going live and I select who I would select, or you will see the results and I will talk about it. This is a player, Nick Singleton, that me and the Tennessee Titans landed on together. I selected him with the 142nd pick. The Tennessee Titans ended up going Carmona Jr., the guard out of Arkansas, and then with 165 they selected Nick Singleton. I think at that point, if you were looking to add a running back and you needed speed, home run hitting ability, and then versatility, like as a, on special teams as a returner, and just a project to mold, I think that was the player to take. Because after this range, you're gonna start to get, closer to UDFA type of level running backs, and I think this is excellent value. It makes sense. I think his biggest traits, his best ability is size is an ability to some to others not so much. But I think he has good size. I think he has awesome speed. If there's any concerns about him, there's a certain build about him, lower body wise, something that I like to call thin lowers, top heaviness, where the from around the knee down to his ankles is a little thin for a running back. You like those guys to have, muscular frames and muscular calves and stuff like that. That's something that he doesn't have. He suffered the foot injury at the Senior Bowl, obviously. And then there's the vision slash wiggle juke package. He doesn't really have a juke package that's sufficient enough to really like break a defender down in open space, right? But he can outrun them. Yeah, he's a workout warrior. Um, and he has that track speed to really take it the distance. But those things that I mentioned before are coachable outside of obviously the way that he's built. But I really like the value. It was just a perfect match, that just made sense. And the Titans got him right where I think, they should have. I mean, I picked them 23 picks earlier. You definitely had the risk of possibly missing out on in between that time frame. But I think that's a lockstep pick for me and the Titans, and I think it's one that will pay off if he stays healthy and he takes coaching, learns how to break defenders down in open spaces. Add that to his game, add some pass pro to his game. He's a physical player as well, blocking. There's a couple reps where I see where he's just flattening defenders trying to block. I mean, it's actually pretty enjoyable to watch. Um, but yeah, I really like the selection. I think that within his role, he could be a kick returner, take some of some of that beating off of Chimere Dike. Obviously the Tennessee Titans have an age situation with Tony Parker, not Tony Parker, Ben doing too much NBA eval with Tony Pollard, and then you have the availability slash reliability aspect with Tajay Spears, where you don't know where you're going to have him on a week to week basis and to what extent. I do think that Tajay has a unique skill set to where he could be flexed out and to be even like more in the slot role, honestly, and just catch more passes out of the backfield. I think Tajay is really good at that. And opposite of Nick Singleton, Tajay has an elaborate juke package. So that's enough of talking about Nick Singleton and the lockstep that me and the Tennessee Titans had with the selection. Let's move on to the next selection. Stay tuned.